So we're going to talk about the process today. I'm going to touch on some things here that can get you aware to know what you can look forward to if you do this. Actually do it. So, I'm going to make some very grandiose claims here that I promise you can verify for yourself, or I wouldn't make them. I do not make claims on things I've not done myself, directly experienced myself, or things of this nature, so I'm just telling you. I even have people that watch my videos that I speak with that can verify this right here to you, just like you can verify it for yourself. You can become bulletproof. What do I mean by bulletproof? I don't mean like bullets, obviously. I'm not saying guns can get shot at you and they will bounce off. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can get your mind to a point where it is bulletproof. And I promise you, you can. I will help you do it. I will guide you along the way to do it. Tell you everything to do at the stage or step you're on, and things to avoid. And if you're thinking or getting caught in things, I can say some words and point a finger and get you out of this. So if you trust me or listen to me, that's very key factors. You have to actually listen, want to do this, and trust that I'm trying to benefit you. So you can become superhuman. And this is a big one. What do I mean by superhuman? I don't mean like Superman or the X-Men or any of this stuff. You will distinctly know at the point what I'm talking about by being superhuman. The way your mind processes things, the way you can sit back and see the whole picture unfolding, the way that you just know stuff before it happens, the way that you've got your mind to a point to where nothing affects you, to the point that you are basically a human lie detector, to where you can, this is another grand claim, verified or disprove me, you can pick up on people's energies. If they're nervous and you're around them, you can feel it. If they are in a bad mood or angry, you can feel it. And I'm going to make an even grander claim here. You can pick up on their thoughts. Promise. Verify this. But this does not happen overnight. This is the process to get to this point. And in another video I made not that long ago, it was just 2-3 days ago maybe, about the quit battling your imagination, I said something in there that I should have expanded upon further. It is seriously that simple to change reality. Just change your mind. But what I didn't go into, and I made it sound a lot more simple than it truly is in order to get to that point, you have to go through this process. And you have to strip a lot of things away, which I will get into. But it is that simple if you're committed to it. If you're committed to the process and you're committed to being the best version of yourself you can be, and you're committed to actually knowing the truth about reality, and not the truth you want it to be, but the actual truth about reality, just do this. And you can verify every single thing I'm telling you for yourself. So let's get into the process. What the process is, what it does, and I just spoiled the end results for you. But this is just to get you staying here and watching it. Because more than likely you have an overinflated ego, and I'm not being rude, I'm just being honest. More than likely, a large percentage of you watching this has an overinflated ego, and you think you can gain something for your ego out of doing this. But here's the great thing about the process. That will change midway through to where you realize there's no ego, really, to try to control things or try to run things or to try to think you need a bunch of stuff. That will come naturally. So even if you're selfish and you want to do this just for selfish reasons, please do. This is something that a lot of people won't tell you, but I'm going to tell you this. Even if you're doing this for selfish reasons, do it. Because I promise you, at a certain point, it won't be selfish reasons anymore. You're going to wake the fuck up. So the process includes a dark night of the soul, an evolution of the human mind, or what I prefer to say is losing the human mind. So this is the process. So what the process entails and how it begins, there will be a certain point to where if this happens naturally, this is what's going to happen. If you're trying to force it, which I would not recommend unless you're truly ready and understand what you're about to embark upon. And then we can give you psychedelics. I don't want to use psychedelics frequently. And I've not used them in a year almost. So I'm not talking about me using them, because I'll use them sparingly. But I'm not really big on exposing people to psychedelics just to start this endeavor. But unfortunately, I have not came up with another solution at this point to get this started for people. Now, if you've already had the spark and the lights lighting up, and you're waking up, you don't need them. They would benefit you, though, if you use them sparingly and actually know how to use them. Actually understand how to use them and use them properly. So, and that's more of a thing to myself, too, because if you guys don't know, I took 100 trips in less than a year, 23 days straight at one point, so that's to myself too, not just you. Some of the things I talk about, if I'm talking to myself as well in some instances, so this is not just to you, this is to you as in me. So that would be how we could get this sparked if you're not already going down, already on the path, to say. So if it's already started, I'm going to tell you how it starts and the steps in between. If it's not started for you, this is just upfront again, psychedelics, I can help you if you listen to me. So let's pretend that you have this spark. This is what's going to happen. You will, at one point in time, have this burst of energy. It just feels like you're overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed, it's just like energy shoots up through you. That's what it feels like. It just feels like you have this ridiculous amount of energy. You are like so super happy. You're just motivational. You're like disciplined. It's kind of like this happened overnight in this instance. But don't get your hopes up about that lasting, because it don't. So this is what I would call the first waking up and ascending beyond the BS and starting to see the gates of heaven. So the issue is that overinflation of the ego is going to kick in hard, and then to hell you go. Again, this is metaphorically. Even though it's quite literal, there's not really a heaven or hell in that sense to go to. The place you're inhabiting right now is whatever the F you want it to be or say it is. Heaven, hell, a simulation, a dream, a game, even though it's kind of all the same, if you can understand it. And from this point, the world gets turned upside down on you. Very true. The world, the person you think you are, other people that you think you know, this grounded reality that you have believed up until a certain point about how we got here, the backstories, the way you should conduct yourself in the world, the way the world is, etc., gets flipped upside down and dropped on your head. So then here comes the dark night of the soul. The first part is what I call the spark, the starting to wake up. You get that spark. Then it registers with you that you do not understand anything you thought you understood, And in fact, not only do you not understand it, but you are completely unconscious and a sleepwalker walking through life, letting your mind dictate every action of your life, and giving your energy away, giving your power away, giving your authority away unconsciously. You will realize this, and it will mind fuck you. So now what happens, and I can't lay this out step by step by step, but I promise you guys, man, if you just message me on Facebook, text me, or comment on my YouTube videos and tell me how to get in touch with you if you need help, I will tell you exactly where you're at and what you need to do. But I'm going to tell you the wide array of things you're going to think or believe during this. You're going to think you're God, which you just don't know what God is to make the claim thinking you're God. And that's not to everyone. That's just realistic, though. There's not a lot of people that understand that. You will think you're the Christian Muslim God, in this sense, the iron-fisted tyrant. That's not you. It is you, but it's not you. You have a part of that in you, though. Realize that. Because you will meet this face to face in this journey. You will run into the tyrannical father. And who's the tyrannical father? You. So, it just is what it is. You're going to run into the devil on this journey. Who's the devil? You're going to run into Buddha and Jesus on this journey. Who was Christ and who was Buddha? Who is Jesus and who is Buddha? If the claims I'm making you are true, which I would not make the claim if it wasn't, in my perspective, who is Buddha and Jesus? Do you understand the depth of this? Do you truly understand the depth of reality? If reality really occurred the way it's been presented to a degree, and it's not just a backstory to fill this world and make it seem more realistic, you were every motherfucker that walked this place. That's in you. So, and then multiple things are going to occur throughout this. You're going to think you're in hell, not the hell I'm explaining to you. I'm talking about really hell. You're going to believe you are in hell, and you will be because you think that, and because your mind is in that space. You're going to think you're in heaven. Not here, even though this can be heaven. I'm talking about heaven, heaven, heaven. And you want to hear something crazy? You are. If your mind is at that point and you believe you're in heaven, where else are you at? Now be very cautious with me saying this. Don't think you can just get it in your mind, all this stuff, and it'll present itself to you. But what I'm telling you is that is how deep this goes. That is how powerful your imagination and beliefs are. Whatever you think is true and real will present itself to you as reality. You don't understand how powerful you are. You just don't. If you knew how powerful you were and what you're really capable of, again, the whole goddamn world would be different. You are going to think this is a simulation. You're going to think that you're in a soul prison or this is a prison planet. You're going to think this really is a dream and you're having a nightmare. You're going to think that you're the only real thing here and everyone else is just an NPC. I'm telling you this. That's the one you need to stay away from because it's not true. Even though I am you talking to you and we are the only thing physically here. That's the key word. Physically here. Key word right there. Does not mean we're alone, and does not mean everyone's an NPC. Do not get into that line of thinking. That is extremely harmful and dangerous. Not saying that you will go do something because you think that you're the only thing here and you're above everything. What I'm saying, though, about it being dangerous is it will send you to hell quicker than anything. So, you're also... Let's just not talk about all this, because this is something, like I said, I'll go over if you need it one-on-one. But the key thing here is what you want to do all along the way. The sooner you can realize these things, the better off you're going to be, my friend. Trust me. this place is good. Reality is good. Not only is reality good, but reality is way more fair than you realize. Way more fair. Way, way more fair than you realize. Once you discover how reality works, and you start doing things that you should do with no intention of getting anything in return, and stuff starts returning to you, then see how fair reality is, and then think in your mind how selfish and standoffish and you wanted everything handed to you at that moment that you were before, and realize why you didn't. It's fair. It's very fair. So this is something you're going to realize. You are going to realize that this is whatever you want it to be, but truly, it's at the core of it. It is a game. We're playing a game. This does not mean that it's not meaningful. It does not mean that it's not amazing, because another thing you're going to realize is how fucking spectacular and beautiful and perfect this is. You don't realize how complex you are. The thoughts, the emotions, the way that you are literally controlling reality with your mind, if you can free your mind. If not, your mind's controlling reality for you. But you're going to realize these things. The way that we can breathe, talk, all the senses. The fact we have a body, we can move, we can think, we can speak, again, the emotions. You are the most complex thing in existence. And I'm pretty sure some people don't fully realize it. This is something you will realize, though. You're going to realize love. You're going to realize this is pretty much out of love. Every single bit of it, what we're doing here is love. You're going to realize that there is a God. You will realize what God is, and you will realize that thing is very real. And it's something that when you realize this and fully understand it, your heart will break in a good way. Because you will realize how much something really does love you unconditionally and gives you way more grace than you deserve a lot of times. And that did this. I mean, and what's even the most beautiful about it is this thing does not want anything in return. It doesn't want you to, it doesn't even want you to feel bad for taking advantage or taking it for granted. It just wants you to be a good person and be the person you really are, and just be grateful and just connect with it. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's like you're protected. Something's guiding you. Something's loving you. Something's helping you. This thing's communicating with you. And it wants nothing in return other than you to love it back and be grateful. It literally does not care what you've done, what you think. It loves you literally unconditionally. So these are things you're going to realize. You're going to realize how much potential you really have. You're going to realize what content is. You will realize what content is. And then you will realize why I say don't take this seriously, or to not try too hard and build this thing up in your mind as something it's not. You're going to learn to not give a single fuck what anyone says, thinks, does to you or about you. That's the bulletproof part. Little stupid shit will not control you. You will take your fucking authority back. This is the most... When you realize what you're capable of, when you realize who you really are, you realize there's something protecting you, and you understand the full scope of reality, and you pull your authority back, and you step into this bulletproof superhuman state of mind, You have entered paradise. You have entered paradise. But in order to get to paradise, you have to go through hell. You have to go back and heal all things wrong. You have to go back and realize where it went to shit. You have to realize when your perspective changed to the way it is. You have to realize what happened and love that and fix that. And it is you versus you. I will never quit saying it's you versus you. But it's not really you versus you in the way it's a battle. It's you need to figure yourself out. You need to find yourself and love yourself. You have to detach from a lot of things, and love is the answer to everything. Which I want to leave you guys with this, and this is very, very true and sincere. I promise you guys, your mind is bullying the fuck out of you on a daily basis for the most part. Your mind will build up things to make this world seem awful. Your mind will build up things to make you take shit serious that's not. Your mind will build up things to make you think you need this or that, or it will control you thinking someone's being rude to you, or if everything don't go your way, the world's over and it fucks your whole day up. It will constantly remind you of things that happened back in the day and want you to keep thinking about it in your mind, and it will try to get you to go looking to the future and worrying. And what I'm telling you is there's nothing to worry about. Fix your fucking mind. Love yourself, and I promise you God has it the rest of the way. Nothing to worry about, my friends. And if you don't want to say God, you can say the universe. If you don't want to say, I don't give a shit what you call it, but it's here, and it's trying to help you. So take the help. Do this process. Do this process and do this journey, and I promise you, you will not regret it. You will not. You absolutely, there will be zero regret in your mind. The only thing you'll regret is you didn't do this shit earlier. And I'm sorry I'm cussing. I'm trying not to cuss. Been doing good at it. I don't think, I just want to leave you with this. I've made grand claims that you can verify. I've made grand claims other people will come here and verify. But you have to do the work. You have to start the journey. I can't start it for you. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat it and make... I'm just telling you, man. 2-3 years, your life's better forever. Take the 2 to 3 years and fix your shit. Let me help you fix it. Maybe we can get it done in 1 to 2. But I love you guys. It's a game of form and the play of life. I'm you talking to you. So is everyone else in this reality that you can see physically. I love you. Please wake up. Seriously, please. You don't understand what we can create here if you do.